them in a sense where
Of
anywhere I can
course.
lessen your anxieties, I'm gonna try to do that.
Of course, it's not gonna be. It was not gonna be easy because you already had two kids that you were taking care of. And I remember, myself, when I used to go to school, I didn't have any children, but because I always worked like 2-3 jobs, when I came here, so being an immigrant, life was not easy. Work, like my first job, I think paid me like $3.75 an hour. So, and I had a lot of responsibilities, right? So, and I was going to school full time because when I came, so it's like I was already 30 years old when I came to this country. So it was like, my priority was not party, was not having a man or a husband or kids. My priority was like getting a solid career. And because, I gave myself an ultimatum. And I said, after 10 years in this country, if I'm still doing the same thing I was doing when I first came here, then I'll go back home.
Right.
I wanted to be, after 10 years, to be a valuable asset to the country, right? So, and I've seen, the struggle that I went through working 2-3 jobs and being a full-time student. I've seen the struggle. Sometimes my stress level, only God knows, will go from 0 to a number that I could not even read.
Right.
So, and to see like, my classmates, with 2 kids, 5 kids, 6 kids, plus a husband or a partner in the house. And I'm like, I remember, one day I went to that girl and I said, how do you do it? 5 kids? And me, I don't have any kids. And I've seen that I'm up to here.
Yeah.
So it's a challenge. And that's why I give a lot of credit. When I said I give a lot of credit to all the single parents out there, so it's like, I mean it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a challenge when it comes to balancing life, because at the same time, I'm also grateful that I had the mental capacity to be able to take on that challenge. There's a lot of people who can't.
That was gonna be my next question. How you balance, your stress level in that situation?
What I've done is really I utilize what I have in front of me, right? Let's say per se, like when I go to work, I used to have someone like you, and we would sit and we would talk, and you would give me great advice, and we would kind of go back and forth on what's going on. And I utilized things like that. So I was able to utilize my resources as far as my friends, my coworkers, in order to use them as a form of outlet into letting them know what my stresses were, get the advice that I needed, and at the same time, just let it go. Let it go, because if you hold on to it, you become resentful.
That was a coping mechanisms for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, 100%. The people around me, I've been blessed. I've been blessed to have people around me that were able to guide me and also just sit and listen.
And I think one of the things that kind of like really help you out is that you were never afraid to share, your experiences. You were never afraid to ask for help when you need it. And you were never afraid to say when you don't know it or you don't have it, to say, you know what, I don't know it, I don't have it. And that's how we get to learn. That's how we get to grow. And that's how we get to have, we get to get our problem solved. And I'm pretty sure that, so without you having that personality, so that probably would have been a struggle for you.
Yeah, I was never scared to communicate, only because I had to, right? If I would have held it all in, this is how people burn out. This is how people end up in positions in their lives where they're just so stressed that they don't know how to move anymore, and they kind of just give up. And giving up was never an option for me. So if me vocalizing where I needed my help or what I was going through allowed me to get that peace, I was going to do that. And I appreciated every time you sat and spoke with me. I appreciated any time my other coworkers and sat with me, my friends who would just show up and be like, yo, you look stressed today. You want to talk? And then just sitting on my stoop and having that conversation. I'm just so blessed to have had that, because not many people have that, or a lot of people don't have the the capacity to even be able to share with others, so they hold it in. And next thing you know, you see them imploding, and next thing you know, they fall in. This all trickles down, because eventually your stress goes onto your children. Then your children start stressing other things in which they are now, if your kids are like you, they're also not vocalizing and opening up. So they're also internalizing everything. So my kids, literally, we go places and they're like, yo, your kids are so social. Like, your son's over there talking to those groups, and your daughter's over there talking to this group. And then they bring these two groups together, and I'm like, yeah, that's me. We're vocal people. We love to share, and we do it just in order to kind of gauge, where our inner self is at. Because if we don't let it out, we're becoming something that we're not.
Exactly. So